After breaking into a stranger's home with the intention of looting all their expensive electronics, the thief named James Adams found a bag of tater tots in the refrigerator and cooked them for a quick bite. That quick bite, however, turned into a full-on 3-hour nap, and soon the owners of the house returned, found Adams asleep on his couch, and called the police, who hauled the man away. A man named James Blankenship was undone by a nonsensical rumor he had heard from a friend of a friend that burglaries were only illegal if done during the night. Thinking he'd found the perfect venue for easy money, Blankenship attempted to rob his estranged mother's home during the day, only to be chased away and hunted down by police, who likely brought him in pitying his idiocy. A 62-year-old Baltimore man was apprehended by police after he passed out having a smorgasbord of a meal at a local Popeyes, which he had robbed. The man can be seen on security cameras devouring 16 pieces of pie, applesauce, and a few glasses of water before lying down and falling asleep until the authorities arrived. After finding a way into the home of a stranger, Jonathan Parker found a few diamond rings that would have set the owners back a few $1,000s and ensured Parker could take an easy vacation for a while. However, instead of quickly vacating the premises, Parker decided to log into Facebook from the stranger's computer and check his news feed. He then left in a hurry, only to be captured by police when they discovered his identity from the Facebook account that was still logged into the homeowner's computer. Andrew Bowden, a man previously arrested for multiple robberies, was headed home from jail after his most recent incarceration, thinking for some reason that now would be the best time to try some more burglaries. He broke into 2 homes and accidentally left behind incriminating evidence in both. In one house, he left behind his rap sheet of previous crimes as issued by the police, and in the other, he left a DVD of his police interview. Needless to say, Bowden was quickly snatched up again by cops and put away one more time. 3 teenage guys once broke into a home and decided to steal an Xbox. However, the ultimate justice came when the boys, thinking they were stealing a vase of cocaine, rushed out of the house with the cremated remains of the owner of the house's father. While on the road, they tasted the ashes, realized it was not cocaine, threw them out the window, and were promptly arrested when one of them tried to go online using the stolen Xbox. Eric Michael Miller, with the intention of finding documents that his friend owed him money, burst into his pal's room with the aid of 2 other men. While they didn't find the documents, they did find the man's roommate asleep on the couch. They beat the roommate for a few minutes, attempting to get answers, but when they couldn't get any, Miller ended his violent pummeling by shooting the roommate in the face with a water gun filled with his own semen, leaving his DNA all over the crime scene. Miller and his friends quickly made off, only to be apprehended by police just hours later. A man promptly prepared to obliterate any obstacle that came in his way was ultimately fooled by a door that required you to push it open rather than pull. The man is seen on security footage breaking a lock and trying to force his way into a bar. However, he is stuck tugging and tugging at the front door, thinking that this is a pull door instead of a push one. He eventually gives up and goes home, no richer than he already was, and definitely a lot dumber. Elias Petit's first burglary was not deemed successful, to say the least. After hightailing it out of a home with a mini fridge, he ran down the street and quickly waved down an approaching car, believing it to be his getaway car driven by his friend. However, the approaching car was not driven by his friend, and was in fact an off-duty police officer, who quickly arrested the man and put him in the back seat. Petit would later admit to being high on meth. While the criminals in this story managed to get away, they didn't get away any richer. After breaking down the back door of a Verizon store, they quickly rushed in and proceeded to steal all of the phones on the displays, snapping the cords and bolting out the door. What they didn't realize was that all of the phones were dummies, as the real phones had been locked in a vault in the store hours earlier. 32-year-old Todd Joseph Weiss and 38-year-old Justin Grant Evans were quickly captured while robbing an auto shop after one of their phones pocket-dialed 911. The emergency operator then listened into their phone call, heard the men discussing tripping alarms, and promptly traced the call. Officers were quick to arrive on the scene and arrest the men, just as they were leaving with a large television. 3 teenagers were caught after they robbed a home of video games, jewelry, and DVDs. When the owners returned home, they found that their goldfish had been poisoned with hot sauce, spices, and ketchup that had been thrown into the aquarium. When asked by police, one of the teenagers stated he killed the fish because he didn't want to leave any witnesses. A man who robbed a woman in Los Angeles made the mistake of accidentally turning on the video option of a stolen iPhone, recording his image during the robbery. The woman discovered the video on her iCloud and gave the footage to police, who took a screen cap of the shocked robber. The man is still being looked for in the Los Angeles area. After 4 men robbed a number of parked cars for wallets, credit cards, and other valuables, they sprinted to a Carl's Jr. and proceeded to buy a bevy of food items, including one of everything on the menu, all while using a stolen credit card. They then took a photo of the stash they had purchased and posted it to Instagram. Cops then used the Instagram photo to both capture and prosecute the group of moronic thieves. After receiving a tip from a Carl's Jr. employee, an Oregon man met a timely end after he reportedly stole a truck, rifle, and shotgun from a nearby farmhouse. While making his getaway, Mendoza placed the shotgun in the front seat and quickly drove across a bumpy gravel road. The shotgun was tossed into the air after hitting a pothole and went off, killing Mendoza instantly. Police found Mendoza's body in the crashed car later, with the vehicle still running. Karma sure is a bitch.